So you're over 40. You're struggling, feeling mortal, wishing your life could be better, worried that getting older will only make it worse. I know because that was me at 46. But there's hope. 17 years later, at 63 now, I'm thriving. How did I turn my miserable life around? By fixing 8 fundamentals. Hi, I'm Kevin Mepham, and in this video, I'll take you through those 8 fundamentals, why each matters, and how you can fix them. I have deep dive videos on many of them, which I'll link to in this video's description. We'll finish the video with the first steps that you can take to start fixing your life, because I want you to take action tomorrow on what you learn here today. So now, in no particular order, here are the 8 life fundamentals you need to fix so that you too can have a life that thrives. Fundamental 1, get enough sleep. Why? Poor or short sleep disrupts your metabolism. It significantly boosts your risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and obesity. It compromises your immune system. It increases stress, anxiety, depression. It tanks your testosterone. If you want a healthy brain, the deep stage of sleep is essential. It's how your brain flushes out metabolic waste and toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's. It's also how you form long-term memories. The REM or dreaming stage of sleep helps you process difficult emotional memories and creatively solve problems. So aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep nightly. How? Have an 8 or more hour sleep shift that is dedicated to sleeping. Stop caffeine 8 to 12 hours before bed. Stop eating and alcohol 3 hours before. Start winding down 1 hour before bed. Take the lights and stimulation down. Go to sleep in a cool, dark room. And no electronics in bed. Watch my masterclass on getting more better sleep. Link in the description. Fundamental 2, build strength and muscle mass. Yes, you. Everybody. Everybody needs this. Why? If you don't, you'll lose muscle inevitably as you age until you are too frail to live independently. Weak muscles increase your risk of falls and fractures, which puts you in a hospital bed where you lose more muscle, which is the death spiral for many seniors. Weight training, on the other hand, increases bone mass and strength. So it's particularly vital for women whose bone density can drop by 20% after menopause. Muscle tissue also regulates your blood sugar. Who knew? So more muscle actually reduces your risk of type 2 diabetes. To build strength and muscle, you need to do progressive resistance training for all muscle groups with enough weight and repetitions to tire those muscles. So swinging a hand weight while you do cardio counts as bonus cardio, not as strength training. Get a trainer to get you started right so you learn effective form and avoid injury. And eat enough protein. To learn more, I've got a deep dive on preventing frailty, link in the description. Fundamental 3, eat for life. What you eat matters. For starters, if you eat more calories than you burn on a regular basis, the excess gets stored first as fat under your skin, then when that runs out of room, in your organs as really dangerous visceral fat, in your blood, and in your muscles, leading to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Refined carbs like flour and sugar spike your blood sugar and surge your insulin levels, over time increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and dementia. On the other hand, dietary fiber dampens those blood sugar spikes, feeds your good gut bacteria, lowers your bad cholesterol, and helps you feel fuller so you eat less. Protein provides both the building blocks for muscle and the signal to start muscle building. Your essential vitamins and minerals come from eating a wide variety of real foods. Look, diet does not have to be complicated. I live by just 6 simple principles. Don't eat more than you use, eat real food, cut empty carbs, prioritize protein, eat more fiber, and eat for life, not for next month. For more on my 6 diet principles, I've got a video, link in the description. Fundamental 4, build your cardio fitness. Cardiovascular fitness is the single biggest predictor of longevity. If you don't build it, your cardio fitness will drop as you age until you're too out of breath for basic activities of daily living. Good cardio fitness cuts your risk of heart disease and stroke, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. Crucially, it improves and protects your brain health because what's good for the heart is good for the brain. Cardio exercise boosts your immune system so you're less illness prone. Weight-bearing cardio improves your balance and strengthens your bones. Aim for 150 minutes of cardio workout per week. Just start walking. That's how I started. When I add a cardio deep dive next month, you'll see it here and in the description. Fundamental 5, stay connected. Here's the surprising finding from the longest running study of healthy, happy aging. Strong social connections are a better predictor of a long and happy life than social class, IQ, genetics, or even your cholesterol levels at midlife. Lonely people are less happy, their health declines earlier in midlife, and they live shorter lives. Social isolation accelerates cognitive decline. Good relationships, whether a romantic partner or close friends, protect your brain. Invest every day in the healthy relationships you have. Divest from the bad ones. They are literally unhealthy. And continue to build your social chops, your social skills, so you can forge new connections throughout the changes that life throws at you. To learn the secret I found for making and keeping close friends, I've got a video, link in the description. Fundamental 6, fix your money mind. Yes, money matters up to a point, but how you think about money matters more. Here are 6 money mindsets that I live by thanks to Morgan Housel and Ramit Sethi. Don't try to time the market. What matters is your time in the market, your investment time horizon, how long it is. So start investing early, stay invested long, and let compounding work its massive magic. Risk is the price you pay to get the returns you want. So to stay in the market, you have to accept risk, diversify to reduce risk, choose a risk level that lets you sleep at night, and don't risk what you have and need to get what you don't have and don't need. Live below your means. You'll save more, you'll need less savings to live on, and you'll have a safety margin to absorb unplanned expenses and income drops. And that safety margin will give you priceless peace of mind. Don't take on short-term, high-interest debt such as credit cards, pay-as-you-go loans, car loans. If you already have such debt, prioritize paying it off. Spend on what gives you joy. Cut back ruthlessly on what doesn't. In particular, don't spend to try to get status from others. The people who really matter won't be impressed. And you'll never have enough, because there will always be somebody else with more. Which reminds me, most important, know when you have enough. To learn about investing time horizon and why it matters, I've got a video, link in the description. Fundamental 7, find your purpose. You will need a purpose. Maybe not yet. If you're still immersed in your career, or raising a family, or both, then that, along with all the personal growth we're talking about here, is likely all the purpose you can handle right now, and that's fine. But the long-awaited day will come. The career will be over, the nest empty, and whatever meaning those gave you will be gone. Do not underestimate how hard this can hit. My dad retired from teaching, moved to a small town in another state, and shriveled without a new source of the respect that he craved. A friend of mine retired, turned to alcohol, and nearly ended before finding a new purpose. Other recent retirees I know are struggling with how to fill their days. So identify the benefits, the psychological benefits you're getting from your current vocations. Then make a plan for how you'll get those needs fulfilled when those vocations are over. When I add a deep dive on purpose, you'll see it in the description. Fundamental 8, last but not least, change your mindsets. If you want to live better longer, your mindset matters more than anything. This sounds woo-woo, but it is the most practical thing I teach. First, have a growth mindset. If you're listening to me, you probably already know this. You know you're not static. You can change yourself. You can grow. So grow a little every day. Control what you can. You. Your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Accept as reality what you can't control. Everyone else, everything else. Have a bias for action. Take the right action, which you control, and be independent of the outcome of that action, which you don't. Take the right action without worrying what others will think. This is a superpower. Accept others as they are, because you cannot make them change. All you can do is set healthy boundaries. No one can make you feel anything or make you do anything. Your thought determines your emotion, your response. Identify the thought, change it to one that serves you better, and your emotion and response will change. Everything changes. Clinging to what used to be brings only suffering. Instead, adapt to what is. Live in the present. Learn from the past, then let it go. Plan for the future, then act now. I share all my mindset principles in my mindset video, link in the description. So, overwhelmed yet? Is it humanly possible to get your life in order in every way? Strength, cardio, nutrition, sleep, relationships, money, purpose, mindset? How long would that even take? I'll be real with you. 17 years ago, my life was a shambles on all 8 fundamentals. It has taken me 17 years of consistent work to get all 8 even basically in order to build the thriving life I have today. The final piece, by the way, just this year was strength and muscle. Am I done now? No. I still have a lot of room for improvement on every fundamental. And I have to maintain them against the changes that life and aging throw at me every day. This truly is the journey of a lifetime. Each step you take on that journey will improve your life. So the sooner you start, the sooner you'll start to thrive. So take that first step today. But out of everything we've talked about, what should your first step be? Well, before step 1, there is a step 0 that I highly recommend. And that is take 3 hours to do the following. Capture your before, schedule a physical with labs, buy a fitness tracker, and get a journal. I have a before you start video which will give you details, link in the description. Now, everybody's first step is going to be different depending on your specific situations, but the right step for you ultimately is the one you can succeed at, because you want to succeed and success builds on success. And success comes down to whether you can make that first step into a habit. If you're starting a daily walk, you're adding a new habit. If you're cutting empty carbs, you're breaking a bad one. And it turns out that habit building is a skill that we were never taught, which is a big reason we struggle still to make positive change in our lives. Now, the best source that I've found for learning the habit building skill is BJ Fogg's book, Tiny Habits. Here's what Tiny Habits taught me about how to pick your first habit to work on. From those 8 life fundamentals, pick one that you want to improve. When I started 17 years ago, I picked cardio. Brainstorm a list of behaviors that could help you improve that fundamental. For now, stick with positive behaviors you want to add, because bad habits you want to break are a lot harder to succeed with when you're first starting out. Pick one of those behaviors from your brainstorm list that you can confidently say, I can get myself to do that. It means you have to want to do it, and it has to be so easy to do that nothing can stop you from doing it every day. The best way to make it easy is to make it tiny, hence tiny habits. I started with a 15-minute morning treadmill walk. You could start by walking 5 steps out your front door and then back in. That's how tiny you should start. To learn the Tiny Habits habit building system, watch this video next and share your first step in the comments and subscribe, because we've got a lot more coming on all of these fundamentals and a lot more. See you on the journey.